Good evening. My name is Bill Aguirre, and I'm the Community Services Director for the City of La Vergne. And I'd like to welcome all of you that are here with us in regards to the proposed Teen Center meeting tonight. I'd like to introduce Chad Peterson, who is our Recreation Coordinator for the Community Services Department, and Yvonne Duran, who is also a Recreation Coordinator for the Community Services Department. And I'd like to start out by telling you a little bit about what we're doing this evening. First of all, we'll start out with a PowerPoint, and we'll go through a number of slides, and we'll talk about the facility, how we went about looking for the site, the committee that started this whole process, and things like that. We will also talk a little bit about the emails that all of you have sent in. And we will then go to public comment, and we will have phone numbers. We have phone numbers, and we will talk to, I think it is 7 individuals. And then we'll answer some questions from those individuals. So that's what we're looking to do this evening. And I'd like to now start out with the PowerPoint. Okay, we start out with the City of La Vergne Teen Center. Okay, we'll start out with the background. In 1998, at a strategic plan workshop, the Teen Center concept was discussed. And the way this went is all the department heads come up with a project. And our project, which was the Teen Center, did not make the top 4. And so it was not chosen as a project in 98. In 2006, we had our Parks and Recreation Facilities Master Plan update. And out of that, the Teen Center was one of the major facility improvements that was recommended as part of this master plan. But it wasn't really until 2016 at a strategic plan workshop that I gave the Teen Center another chance as a project, and it became one of the top 4 priorities of the City Council at that time. So it wasn't really until 2016 that the actual project of the Teen Center started. In 2016, I went to the City Council and asked the City Council members to select 2 of them who would be on our subcommittee. And the subcommittee makeup was those 2 council members, myself, and the director of the Public Works Department. The next thing that we did was we toured teen centers in other communities. We went to 3 communities. We went to the City of Claremont's community or teen center. We went to the City of Walnuts and the City of Glendorous, and we toured those facilities and talked to the youth that were there. We talked to the staff that was there, and we looked at the facility, within the facility and outside the facility. And there were some pros and cons about each facility. But I think when we went to the Walnut facility, we thought their facility comprised of an enormous gymnasium. And that was something that out of the strategic plan that we decided at that time that we did not have enough money for a gymnasium. So the gymnasium was actually taken out of the project, and we just were looking at a teen center at that time. So we really didn't like the Walnut Teen Center, but we really did like the centers in both Claremont and Glendora. The Teen Center in Claremont had some great programs that they were doing within the facility, and we liked that. But it was outside of the facility that really kind of drew us to it. They had a basketball court right outside. They had their skateboard park right outside. The park included softball and baseball fields, and it was directly next door to the high school. The City of Glendora's facility was a large facility. It did have a gymnasium, but it was very open and wide. And they were able, when you walked in, you were able to see the whole facility. And we liked that aspect of the facility. And what we ended up doing is taking a little bit of the Claremont facility and a little bit of the Glendora facility and tried to put what our facility would someday look like. The next thing we did was we put together a youth survey, and we went to local we went to Bonita High School, we went to Damien High School, we went to Ramona Middle School, and we went to Calvary Baptist High School. And we talked to the youth. We told them what we were looking to do, what we were looking for, and what we were looking to do with this facility. And we asked for their input, and we gave them the surveys, and they filled out the surveys. They talked about things that they didn't see in the survey that they would like to see as part of this facility. And we utilized some of that information to go forward. We also put the survey on the city's website, and it stayed on the city's website for 2 to 3 months. The next item is we evaluated sites, and we looked at, I think it was 6 different sites. There were actually 2 sites at Las Flores Park. The first site was west of the tennis courts, and then the Redwood Grove, the site that we are now at. We looked at the Methodist Church property. We talked to the Methodist Church. We looked at our own community center about the possibility of building a second story. And that site was actually, the footprint was too small for the facility that we wanted. We looked at the property over at Edwards Theater. We looked at that footprint of space there. We looked at the possibility of Ramona Middle School, the land that faces Gladstone Avenue. And we wrote up pros and cons of all these facilities. But it came down to the amenities that Las Flores Park had and the area that we wanted to put it in. It just turned out to be what I felt and the committee felt was the best place for our facility. It's a facility that we would own, and it would be on a park site. And as I said, there would be the amenities, and when I say amenities, we're talking about the pool facility, we're talking about the volleyball court, we're talking about tennis courts, we're talking about the barbecue structures, talking about soccer fields and softball fields. So we would not just be a facility within, we'd be able to have programs outside that facility for the youth of the community. We also selected an architectural firm, and this architectural firm put together elevations and site plans and floor plans for the facility. They also put they estimated the costs and cost projections of the facility. We were looking at a facility that cost anywhere from $5 to $6 million. And the last item is exploring the funding sources for this. Right now, the city has a little over $3 million in our funding, in our CIPs, Capital Improvement Program, for this facility. But we were short about $3 million. So what we did was we looked at grants, and we actually applied for a grant in August of last year. And we submitted the grant, and it wasn't until April of this year that we found out that we did not get selected for that grant. And then middle through this year, we found out that there was going to be another cycle for the same grant. And we have put together a grant for that funding, once again, of $3 million. Now, this grant is not due. It was first due in December of this year. It's not due now till March of next year. So we are looking at that possible source of funding for the project.
Excellent.
Yeah. This is Las Flores Park. It's the layout of our park. It is the largest park we have in the community. It's 16 acres. It's a community park. And as I said before, we have open turf, tennis courts, volleyball courts, horseshoe pits, top locked, picnic tables, shade structures, the aquatic center. I don't see we have softball fields on there that are utilized by the high school and the community. But as I said, it's our largest community park in Laverne. This is a site plan of the teen center and the basketball court and the parking lot. And as you see, the way it's situated, it does go into the Redwood Grove, and we will lose some trees in the Redwood Grove, but there will be still existing trees in that grove. And every tree we lose, we will add trees to the park and in that area. We will not lose the horseshoe pits. We will lose them to this facility, but they will be added somewhere else in the park. They will not be gone forever. We will pick up parking. There are 46 parking spaces. And hopefully that will help alleviate some of the parking that goes on when we have events in the streets around the park. This is a floor plan of the facility. We will have a game room. We will have an arts and crafts room. We will have a computer lab. We will have classrooms. We will have, actually, it's one large classroom, but we will be able to break that classroom up into 2 smaller classrooms. We will have workshops for the teens and put things on. You know, there'll be an area where it's a small library and they'll be able to read. We will do various things. I know some centers have some kind of food program for the kids. We will also have in our offices, we will have an office for Tri-City Mental Health. They have agreed to come into the facility, and we're finding out more and more that the schools, through the schools and things like that, mental health is a big thing to middle schoolers as well as high schoolers. So we will have an office for mental health. We will have a TV room. We will also have a juice bar, and we will sell prepackaged items to the kids. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Oh, we will have a staff area. We will have 2 offices for staff. The staff will be adult staff. You know, we have adult staff that will oversee the facility. And I know that was one of the things that came out, that the facility would be run by youth. And no, that it's not the case. We will have adult staff that will be at the facility all the time while the facility is open. And they will monitor both inside and outside the facility. So they will be able to monitor the basketball court when it is being utilized also. These are elevations of the facility. The facility, we wanted it to be made to look like the aquatic center with the same kind of roofing and the same color or texture of the aquatic center. The second, many people think this is a 2-storied facility. It's actually a 1-storied facility. The pop-up or the second story is just windows, and we thought we could save money through natural light. So all those windows will add to the natural light that will be in the facility.
And a few other things I know, a couple of the comments were regarding the safety of the facility. The parking lot and around the facility will have security lighting as well as security cameras for monitor activity. Hours for the facility, we're looking mid-afternoon to probably 7 or 8 would be when the center is open. Possibly some Saturdays, but not looking like on Sundays. But yeah, maybe 7 to 8 during the week is when the facility would be open. And then again, staff would be all city staff that would be there, would be all adults that would be supervising the entire facility as well as inside and out.
I'd like to go over a few items also. One of the questions as part of the concerns or questions was, why Las Flores? You know, when we have the Methodist Church or we have the community center, why couldn't we make another, like a second story over here and utilize the library? One of the things was big with the library. Well, one of the things about the library is it's not owned by the city. The library is a county facility. So, and programming wise, over at the community center, we're utilizing that community center day and night. We have activities going on constantly. And we do rent the facility out on weekends when COVID is not around. We have in the past, and that's been very successful for us. So when you look at the community center and the library, it just didn't work out. As I said before, the footprint wasn't really big enough for what we were looking at doing. The Methodist Church came up, and we had talked, or the Methodist Church had come to us on 2 different occasions, and we really could never come to any kind of an agreement. One of the things was they'd have to move the barn out, and that barn is being utilized every day or almost every day by the scouts in the community. And we really didn't want to do that. And the other thing was that it wasn't our property, and the church would want to utilize that at certain days and times. And that just wasn't what we wanted as part of the teen center. One of the other things too was the Orchard building that sits on Foothill. And one of the things about the Orchard building is, one, the city, we'd be losing sales tax in regards to anything going in there. And 2, it's somewhat isolated, and there's no real amenities around that facility, whereas Las Flores Park has many amenities. So, and then another thing too is with the Orchard building, we probably have to pay rent. for that facility. And we wouldn't have to do that with the teen center going in at Lost Forest Park. Another thing was loss of green space. And granted, there will be a loss of green space with the parking lot and the building and the basketball court. We will lose green space over at Lost Forest Park. The removal of the redwood grove. We are not taking out all the trees in the redwood grove. There will be some trees left, and we will plant more redwoods in that area. Increased noise. One of the things about increased noise is, yes, if people are playing on a basketball court, there will be increased noise. There's no doubt about that. Traffic. There, one of the things that we looked at is we will have, the parking lot will hold up to 46 cars. Granted, there will be some additional traffic, but the majority of kids that will utilize our facility are middle school kids from Ramona. And we will shuttle those kids. We're looking at shuttling those students to the facility. There will be some from the high school, maybe the ninth graders who don't drive and things like that will utilize the facility, and they'll be able to walk over. But we will have parents picking up kids and things like that, and we will have the shuttles going in and out. But primarily, the parking lot will be utilized for other events also that go on at the park. I look at it, it will take some of the parking off the streets in De La Laverne and put it in the park. So those are just a few things out of the emails that we received, and I'm hoping I'm answering a good majority of them. Oh, one of the things also, and I forgot, was the horseshoe pits. They will be relocated in the park. We are not doing away with the horseshoe pits. And Chad mentioned lighting and security. We will have, the facility will be lit, and we will have lights in the parking lot. That is something we will do. And we will have cameras on the building. We will do that for security reasons. That's just something we will do. And I think that is my list for this.
We're going to go ahead and call the few people that submitted they wanted to speak tonight at this meeting. We are asking that everybody please keep a time limit of 3 minutes. And just to let everybody know that all the emails that I received regarding this, as well as the video of this meeting, as well as the DRC that happened I believe last month, the emails that were sent into that and the video of that will all be sent to council for council to see all of it. So all the emails and video that were sent in and being taped will be given to council for them to review. So everybody, they're all aware of your comments and concerns. So just if you give us a second and call, we'll go through these one at a time. May I speak to Hans? Hi Hans, this is Chad with the city. I'm going to go ahead and put you on speaker, and you'll have 3 minutes to go ahead and do your public comment. All right, give me 1 second. All right, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You can go ahead and start.
Great, thanks, Chad. My name's Hans. I live directly next to where the site is proposed in the Flores Park. I live in the adjacent condo community, and I'm currently opposed to the project as it's proposed. There's a lot of elements that I do support. I think that teenagers are an important segment of the community, and we should be relevant to them and have some services for them. I think that the sport of basketball is underrepresented in the park, and I support support additional parking space at the expense of green space. And altogether, I really don't support the project that's proposed, mainly because I think it forces the community into a win-lose decision that's basically saying, you know, either teen services or green space. And I really think that we should be looking for the win-win solution where we can have both. I think a possible solution would be a renovation of the existing community center and doing it in a way that's appealing to teenagers to try to get them in there and have them enjoy the space. I think it's a great location because it's close to the school, close to a library, close to a bus stop for public transportation, and there is already parking at the facility, and then also along Durward Way, that road that feeds it. I think that green space is a core component of Laverne's identity, and we should preserve it. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you, Hans. Who's this?
Nicholas Kern. Hi, Nicholas. This is Chad with City of Laverne. I'm going to go ahead and put you on speaker. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So you can go ahead and speak.
Okay, my name is Nick Kern, and I own a condo on Goldbelly Lane across the park. I strongly oppose this teen center project for the following reasons. Why do you think they put lights in the park? Because of people use drugs and drinking in the park. This teen center will only increase the problem. What do you think is going to happen to? They're going to go down. Oh, I guess it's going to be a wall at the entrance. This wall is going to do nothing but be graffiti, and you'll be painting it weekly. I don't know if anybody calls the city of San Dimas Parks and Rec, but they put a teen center in between Long Hill Middle School and San Dimas High School about 10 to 15 years ago. And it lasted about 2 years and they closed it. I don't want to. Taking a left turn from College on the White is already, I don't know if any of you have ever done that, but it's crazy. The more traffic will just make it a death trap. What about, I already talked about property values. You know, with COVID-19 going on right now, I don't think Laverne or any other city is in the shape to invest millions of dollars in a teen center that will, in 3 years, become a homeless shelter. Use the money to invest in new equipment for the park. They wanted to put this teen center in, if they wanted to put this teen center in North Laverne, we would not be having this meeting right now. You and I both know that. It wouldn't fly in North Laverne. They would not have. In closing, I just want to say that the more I think about this project, the better the bullet train sounds. Thanks for my extra minute.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Hi, Nikki. This is Chad with City of Laverne. Good. How are you doing? I'm going to put you on speaker real quick.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead and start.
Okay. Well, my name is Nikki, and I live on City Road. It's one of the homes that's directly adjacent to the Aquatic Center. And I'm actually not completely against the teen center as a whole. However, the design I think needs to be improved to mitigate some of the impacts on the neighbors. Maybe more review and research needs to be done. For example, the lighting is proposed directly behind my property, and the path from the teen center to the wash area, which leads to the high school, is proposed. But the lighting, which normally is part of the design, is not going to get reviewed until plan check, so we won't get a chance to see how much lighting will be on our property. Also, maybe the barbecue and entertainment area could be placed on the side of the building facing the post office instead of facing the home. So that would reduce some of the noise impacts on the residents just south of the proposed teen center. So I've been told by the planning department that amplified music will be allowed on my street. We already have a really big issue with the aquatic center's amplified music. So there's just not a mechanism, I guess, to limit the use inside the teen center or to limit the things like noise or hours. So, you know, I guess we're just concerned, my street is about maybe having some sort of mechanism in place, maybe a CUP. And I know a lot of cities, the director can up the by right into a CUP if there's going to be impact. So that could be an option. Like I said, the aquatic center has had a bad track record, and we're just really nervous. The university and high school, they've been pretty bad neighbors, and it's had a pretty significant impact on our lives with the amplified music. So that's basically my concern. So I'm not opposed to the center, but just kind of want to see that there's something in place to limit the impact on the neighborhood. And lastly, I guess I kind of wanted to know if the traffic studies were done. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks, Chad.
Have a good night. Yeah. Hi, is it Sherry? Hi, Sherry, this is Chad. Okay, I'm gonna put you on speaker.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, can hear me?
Hi, Sherry.
Yeah, we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Sherry Best, and I reside at 3949 Bradford Street, Laverne. Thank you for an informative workshop and for the opportunity to comment on the ongoing discussion regarding the location of a new teen center to serve Laverne residents. Currently, it appears that Las Flores Park is a favored location, with the teen center to be placed directly where the Evelyn Hollinger Memorial Grove lies. This grove, originally named the Deanza Bicentennial Memorial Redwood Grove in honor of Laverne's early settlers, was planted in 1976 under the leadership of Evelyn Hollinger, city historian. Monetary contributions from over 114 descendants of pioneer families, as well as recycling proceeds from students at Royman Elementary and Ramona Middle Schools, augmented by donations from the Laverne Rotary Club and private citizens, contribute to this broad collaborative city-initiated effort. After her death in 2001, the grove was renamed in Evelyn's honor. As president of the Laverne Historical Society, I feel qualified to comment on the historical value of this grove and its proposed destruction. Title 18 of Laverne's Municipal Code provides instructive language for supporting the preservation of this redwood grove. The code states that a group of at least 5 native or non-native trees on public or private property in any land use constitutes a grove. A heritage grove may be identified as such by City Council resolution if it meets the conditions of being viable, producing, and of significant size, age, historical association, or rareness to warrant protection. The Evelyn Hollinger Memorial Grove meets these definitions and conditions. Visitors to the Evelyn Hollinger Memorial Grove will see a number of mature redwood trees, all over 40 years old and towering over 40 feet tall. Although many have been removed, the impression created by this grove is one of peaceful sanctuary that promotes quiet quiet reflection. It is appropriate to simultaneously value both a new teen center and a 50-year-old Redwood Grove. It is not necessary to destroy one to make room for the other. Rather, the Laverne Historical Society urges members of the City Council and appropriate city staff to take the following steps. 1. Continue to explore alternative options that would support teen residents and their families. 2. Designate the Evelyn Hollinger Memorial Grove as a heritage grove by City Council ordinance if this step has not already occurred. 3. Work with members of the Laverne Historical Society to replace green blocks for the current Redwood Grove with new trees. The redwood is California's state tree. Recent terrible fires in Northern California have laid waste to many redwoods that are virtually irreplaceable. Let's not replicate that wastage by willfully destroying a redwood grove that celebrates Laverne's heritage and provides a place of peace and tranquility. As we chip away.
Sherry, if you could wrap it up, your 3 minutes is up.
Well, wrapping it up.
All right, thank you.
Historical character. As a result of your presentation, I do want to ask, how can residents evaluate the important and impactful outcome in the absence of information such as the pros and cons of other sites? I'm very interested about the evaluation of the other sites at Las Flores Park and why it was dismissed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry. What's that?
Hi, is Maria or Anna? Okay, Anna. All right, wasn't quite sure. Okay, Anna, I'm going to put you on speaker. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
You can go ahead and speak.
Okay, great. First of all, I want to thank you for your presentation of the teen center at Las Flores Park. I've been a long-term owner of the condos right there on Winfield, right across where you're projecting this project. I am highly opposing it for many reasons. One of the reasons is the noise, the excess traffic that we'll have as it is now. The traffic is very heavy in this area. Also, during the building, the work site can mean blocked sidewalks, damaged roads, blocked off streets, vibration damage to our properties. You're putting this basically in our backyard. As it is, those streets are always full. There's no parking. When the aquatic center has its events, the parking spills out of your parking lot. I know you said you're going to have a parking lot with 46 spaces. That's not enough. Look at your aquatic center, and when you have events, the parking is so crowded that as residents, people who own there, we can't find a place to park our own cars. I'm also afraid for the increase in loitering and vandalism. As we see it now, we have teens that hang out at Las Flores Park in the evenings doing drugs. I am afraid that this will continue. It, as also a landlord in the condo area, I think this would impact my future rental values and the value of our property. I just want to make it a safe place for everyone. I think you guys have other alternatives. I want a win-win solution for all. I think the teen center is a great idea. I just wish it was in a different location. And that's all I have to say. And I want to thank you for giving me the time.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Hi, is this Anna? Hi, Anna, this is Chad with the City of Laverne. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on speaker. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, you're up.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for giving me time to speak. My name is Anna Robles, and I am a homeowner and a resident of Laverne, right here on Villa Laverne on Pepper Street. One of the reasons I chose to live here because of the peacefulness and quiet that I find in the area. I highly oppose this project because of the safety. I have encountered a lot of vandalism, and I know that having a teen center, and I'm not opposed to having a teen center in the city of Laverne, I'm just opposed to having it in my neighborhood because of the vandalism that will increase, the number of transients that will increase, the unruly teenagers that will increase. If you look at the police logs from the Laverne Police Department, you will see that they come to this park quite often, sometimes twice a week. Waking up to finding a homeless person standing outside my bedroom window door last week was not a pleasant experience. So if they're already hanging out here in the area and they're walking around in the parking behind the building where our garages are, can you imagine what that is going to look like when this teen center comes to fruition? So my thing is the safety, the vandalism, the loitering, the break-ins, and of course, the removal of those beautiful trees that are a gift to the city. So I highly oppose it. I wish we could find another solution. I know that if we were to look at this location in North Laverne, we wouldn't be having this discussion because people would highly oppose it. So I just feel that we are being looked at like those people over there, and those people over there, we have rights to. We invested in this property here, and we're taxpayers. And one of the things that's very, very important for me is the safety of the community, safety of the kids at the park. And when you already have an increase in vandalism, adding this community is going to increase more. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
I'm gonna try and keep one more time.
Oh.
That's it.
Well, I would like to thank all the individuals that spoke tonight. I would like to add a few things that I forgot to mention. First of all, the hours of the facility. We're looking to open up the facility anywhere between 3:30 and 4, and close anywhere between 7 and 8 o'clock in the evenings, and that's Monday through Friday. And we don't look to be opened, at least at this point, on Saturdays. There might be a special event that we might run on a Saturday, but that would be it. We wouldn't actually be open for our normal business at the teen center. One of the other things was, and that I forgot to mention, is the project and reports have gone to our city council on 4 different occasions. So the council did know about the project, and hopefully those agendas went out to the community. So they have been going, and we have started to talk to the council since 2006 through 2020. In addition to that, we went to our Youth and Family Action Committee on 2 different occasions. And as I said before, we went out to the community for our youth survey. Another thing that came up in regards to the trees, as I said before, there will be some trees removed. Not all the trees will be removed. We will still continue to have a redwood grove, a dedicated redwood grove. So that is not going to leave Las Flores Park. Let me see what else. The project itself, we are looking, as I said before, we are going for a grant that is due in March. We probably will not see,
Do you want to speak?
yeah, go ahead. We have one more resident.
Speak. This is Chad with the city. I was giving you a call regarding to speak for the. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put you on speaker. Yep, hold on one second. Can you hear me, Pete? Okay, you have 3 minutes.
And
I was thrown off by the video on the screen, guys. Thank you, Mr. Geary and Chad, and I believe it's Ian for allowing me a moment to speak. You know, on behalf of the residents here in the middle of the Laverne, near Forest Park. My wife and I live down the street on College Lane. We've lived here for 20+ years. We're owners and residents. And since October, when we first heard about this, which I would like to in the future know how you complied with that notice that you've been working on this since 2016, but the requirement is to notify 300 residents and 300 yards of the facility, and yet we're just hearing about it now. But anyway, you know, many of the residents in Lost Forest Park, and we've talked a lot to our neighbors since then, you know, and a lot of people come from outside of the Laverne to the park to walk their dog in the street, underneath the grove. I've seen men out there playing horseshoes under the umbrella of the tree, and a lot of families that are taking photos, whether it's Christmas or, you know, wedding pictures. And when you talk to these people, everyone always uses the word sanctuary, you know, when they talk about those redwoods, the peacefulness and the quiet. And you get to stop and think about the importance of our green space and our forest. And what we have in the city is what we have in this park. We in Laverne, you know, have some concerns, and they're not probably the same concerns you might be thinking. Maybe some of them you've already heard, but you know, we all feel like we've really contributed to the youth and the families in Laverne in a big way. You know, we have the, like you know, we have the aquatic center, the soccer fields, and all that comes with those, the tennis courts and the ball fields at the other end. The crowd, the noise, we talked about those, right? But so we feel like we've really, you know, given our fair share. Not like we're saying, hey, we want youth center anywhere but here. We take care of our youth in the city, and we do it in a large part on us as a neighborhood. We don't want to see it at the cost of these trees. Also, this location is not a site like you mentioned in. It's not a site like you mentioned in San Dimas or Glendora, built by Glendora, or even Claremont. Those are all isolated. There's a high school on one side, there's a freeway on one side, there's a large, huge park area on one side. The closest one that has any homes near it is the one in Claremont. And those houses are like all the way across the parking lot, all the way across 2 lanes of highway, road. So we're not the same. We're entwined here. There's going to be people like 10 feet from their door is now going to be an asphalt parking lot, so like green space and trees. The other thing is we see a lot of opportunities here. A lot of things I've heard from other people is opportunities, and some you heard tonight, you know, already, but the community center. Making an adaptive reuse of this community center and the library. You mentioned a library for youth. You have them right next door. And this would create you put that community center up. And if you spend $6 million on it, I think you can find the floor space there. I walked around the footprint. There's a really wide veranda on the side and the back that you could enlarge the footprint. Eventually, someday we could probably do this in phases, like the colleges do, and connect them with a bridge. And make a new library, and you know, I make it really beautiful.
Your 3 minutes is up, Pete. If you could wrap it up, please.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure you know that we understand that you know again we're not like Claremont, we're not like Glendora or San Dimas where you're isolated from homes. And I think the community center would be a great location. You can build it up. You can utilize the park. The shared park is right across the street. The high school. There's a basketball court there. There's a skate park there, and the kids can walk across. And you got public transportation right out front. Public transit stops there. And as the town continues to build, you know, we invest in our town. We get a better looking library, we get a better looking community center, and eventually, if we get rid of that ugly city hall for you guys, and you can wrap around the building, and maybe it looks like something modern and distinct. And so I'd like to see that as a better use, a collaborative use of our fund of $6 million than this building in the park that's going to be used at night and the community center is used during the day. And
All right, I have to cut you off, Pete.
all right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pete.
Bye.
Okay, questions in regards to, do you have, Yvonne, do you have any questions in regards?
No questions. I know a lot of people have asked in regards to the community center. Granted, right now the community center is closed due to COVID, but the community center is heavily utilized in the morning for Mount SAC classes and for senior programs and for the senior meal. And in the afternoon, it's for recreational classes, from art to workout classes to seminars. And on the weekends, we do reserve that facility out. We do have a small room in there that's also utilized as well for recreational purposes. It's probably our youth lounge. One of the concerns too is it is heavily utilized and there is limited parking between City Hall and the library and the community center, whereas the new proposed teen center would allow ample parking in that regards, because when we are open and when we do become open again, the parking lot is heavily utilized and the seniors do have to already park on the curb of Durward. And so in terms of where it's proposed, that's why we provided this workshop, and we definitely value your input. So we're definitely taking that all into consideration.
And again, all these comments, all the emails that were sent in, and the comments through this meeting as well as the DRC meeting will be forwarded along to all the council members for them to view and read.
And two, I just want to make it clear that when I stated that the city council, I had gone to the city council on 4 different occasions. One of those items was the location of the facility, and council did approve the location of the facility as Las Flores Park. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood that that was the location that was selected by our city council. So with that, it's been a pleasure talking to you in regards to the teen center. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to give us a call at the Community Services Office at 909-596-8700. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. And with that, we wish you a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.